Okay, today we're going to be talking about slopes and intercepts. And we've really already been talking about slope. We've just been calling it rate of change up until this point. Okay, so rate of change is the same thing as slope. So we've already done rate of change from a table. So today when we do slope from a table, it's going to be the same thing. So rate of change equals slope equals change in y divided by change in x. That's what we've been doing this whole week. So here, if I look at my table, I go up by 4, 4 there, and 2 here. Over here, I go up by 2, and up by 2. Okay, so my slope, which should be the same for all of these, so change this number to 14. Those should be a 14. So that goes up by 4. So I go up by 4 over here, and I go up by 2 over here, so my slope equals my change in y, which is 4, divided by my change in x of 2, so my slope is 2. 4 divided by 2. Let's try one more. Let's look at number 2. Let's look at number 2. So over here I have 10 to 8. That's a change of negative 2. 8 to 6. That's a change of negative 2. And 6 to 4. That's a change of negative 2. Over on this side, I go from negative 2 to positive 2. That goes up 4. Okay, 2 to 6, that goes up 4, and 6 to 10, that goes up 4. So my slope is going to be my change in y, which here is negative 2, divided by my change in x, which is 4. Negative 2 divided by 4 gives me negative 1/2. Okay, notice since it was going down, that's negative. This is a negative slope. Okay, flip it over. So now you do the rest of those through problem 8 on this page. Okay, so next we'll do slopes and intercepts from ordered pairs. So this is slightly different, but pretty much the same thing that we just did. So if I have a list of ordered pairs, I can easily make that into a table. So I have negative 1, 3, 1, 7, 3, 11, and 5, 15. Now I have the same thing I had before. So what is it changing by in my y? Well, 3 to 7 is a change of positive 4. 7 to 11, again, up 4, and 11 to 15, up 4. In my x's, negative 1 to 1 is up positive 2, 1 to 3 is a change of positive 2, and 3 to 5 is a change of positive 2. So my slope, again, is change in y, which is 4, divided by change in x, which is 2. 4 divided by 2 gives me a slope of 2. Okay, so notice on the ones we're doing today, the slope is the same between each pair of points. When we did rate of change before, the rate of change might have been different between each of the points, but now it's the same because we have a straight line. Okay, let's look at 14 just as another example. So this one only has 2 points, but I can still make a table with 2 points. That's all I need is 2 points. So I have negative 2, 7 and negative 5, 12. Well, if I go from 7 to 12, that's a change of positive 5. If I go from negative 2 to negative 5, that's a change of negative 3, right? It went more negative. So my slope is my change in y divided by my change in x. So 5 divided by negative 3. Okay, you finished that page? Okay, so now let's do slopes and intercepts from graphs. Okay, which we've already done with rate of change. But now there's not different segments of the graph. The graph is just one straight line. Okay, so all you need to do is pick 2 points that are on the line. So it has to go through a corner of a box. So I'm going to pick this point right here, which is 6, 0. And I'm going to pick this point right here, which is 2, -2. Okay, so once I have those 2 points, I can just draw my triangle in between the 2 points, just like we did on the rate of change packet. And all I'm going to do is rise over run. So this one goes up 2 and goes over 4. So 2/4 reduces to 1/2. Okay, so now it asks for my y-intercept. My y-intercept is where this line crosses the y-axis, and the y-axis is the vertical axis. So that crosses right here at this point. My line crosses the y-axis right here. So if I look, if I count down, that's down 3. So my y-intercept is at -3. So if I want to write the equation for this, we're going to use our y equals mx plus b. And all I have to do is fill in the slope, which is 1/2. I already found that. And then I have to fill in the y-intercept. So I just plug in the 1/2, and then I plug in the -3, and my equation is y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So this is my slope. My slope is always m, and this is my y-intercept. Let's do another example. Look at number 20. Okay, so again, pick 2 points on the line. So it has to go through the corner of a box. So I'm going to pick this one, which is 3, -2. I know it's hard to see, that's why I'm telling you what point I'm picking. And then I'm going to pick this one up here. And you can pick different points if you want. It just has to be somewhere on the line. This is -1, 6. Okay, so draw my triangle. I'm trying to make it dark enough that y'all can see it. Same thing we did with the rate of change packet. Okay, so if I count, that went up 8. So my slope is rise over run. And it went over 4. But I went over 4 in the negative direction. Therefore, my run is negative. Okay? This is a negative slope because it's going up to the left. This one was a positive slope because it's going up to the right. So when I divide that, 8 divided by -4 gives me -2 as my slope. Now my y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Looks about right there, which is up 4. So my y-intercept is a +4. My equation would be y equals my slope times x, and then put your y-intercept in there. So y equals -2x plus 4. Remember, we're still using this y equals mx plus b. So the question is making you get the slope and making you get the y-intercept. All you have to do is plug those in to get the equation, and that's it. Okay, finish the graphs page. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is getting your slope and your intercept from equations. And this is probably the easiest one as of right now because they are all already in the y equals form. So remember, it's in y equals mx plus b. This is your slope, and this is your y-intercept. Okay, so if I look at 27, y equals 3x minus 4, well, what's the number in front of my x? Whatever number's in front of my x is always going to be my slope. So my slope here is 3. My y-intercept is always going to be the number that doesn't have an x with it. Okay, so right here, my y-intercept is negative 4. And you use the sign in front of it as well. And that's it. It's really that easy. Okay, so don't overcomplicate this one. I'll do one more. Look at 28. My slope is the number in front of x. Here it's 2. My y-intercept is the number that does not have an x. Here it's positive 4. That's it. Okay, one more thing. Flip back over to the tables. So on the table, if you want to find the y-intercept, your y-intercept is always the number that goes with x equals 0. So if on my x's I can find x equals 0, then my y-intercept is that matching value. So here my y-intercept would be 2. So go back through the tables and see if you can find the y-intercept on those. Some of them don't have 0, so you're going to have to add 0 to your table. Okay, so go ahead and finish that packet, and then you can play the next video.